Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nails and Beauty Talk. I am your host, Asia the Bird. Today, I have a very special guest with me today. She is a nail artist and the owner of Fly Nails London. Please welcome Pia. Hello,
Thank
Pia. Welcome to the show.
you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're most welcome. So I definitely want to go ahead and ask, tell us where you're from and tell us about your upbringing.
Okay, so I'm from London, UK. Upbringing, nothing really too out of the ordinary.
Mhm.
I was always into creative stuff from a young age, like really young. So like drawing, making things, to creating my own things. So nails kind of got into it a little bit later on.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I just started playing with mum's makeup and stuff like that. And obviously, I wasn't allowed to wear the makeup, and I had really sensitive skin. So even if I wanted to like experiment with it, I wasn't really able to, which kind of put me onto the
Right,
nail varnish section of things. It was like, okay, I can't wear the makeup, but the nail
right.
varnish, I might be able to do something with this. You know what I mean? And then that's kind of how that came about. So yeah, that was a really young age. It was about 7 or 8. So that was my first little taste of color, nails, beauty, and stuff like that.
Wow, that's really, really cool. But I definitely want to get into like your top five nail art. So if you had a top five of nail artists, who would they be and why?
Ah, it's a tricky one. Okay, I'll give you the first. So there's a girl called Sadie J.
Mm-hmm.
She's really creative. Like she does a whole load of like creative free hand type stuff. I love her work. Um, we've got Stacey Boucher. Stacey Boucher
Mm-hmm.
is a really great nail tech. She does a lot more natural nail work, but her work is crazy. Uh, who else? Uh, there's a lady called, she's from the States as well. I think her name's Sashini Gray. Have you heard of her?
Yes, yeah, so Shiny Gray, yeah.
Sashi, right. So she's brilliant. Like she
Mhm.
makes nail art really interesting because she lets you know that you don't have to know all this fine line, detailed, intricate stuff. You can actually just use a stamper, cut the time in half, have equally as
Mhm.
great looking nails, and go on about your day. And she's like a
Right.
wicked example of how you can do that. You can even do it yourself at home. She's a brilliant one. Chorn Legend, of course. You know, we've got to love Chorn. And Nadia Blanco is someone over here in the UK as well. She's doing really great things. She does a lot of like photo shoots, behind the scenes stuff, and um,
Mhm.
take stuff away from the salon look, and she more focused on editorial and stuff like that. So like she's a real inspiration as well. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that's really, really awesome. But I definitely want to get into in regards to what has been your experience like, doing like beauty school down in the UK. What's it like in the UK?
In the UK, it's a lot different because in the States, I think it's heavily regulated, right? So you have to go
Mhm.
through like the state board, and you have to go through like licenses, and there's a lot that you have to go through to actually get the qualification to be able to do nails in the States. It's not actually like that over here.
Mhm.
Over here, it's not heavily regulated at all, and you can just do a basic qualification, a basic course, like a day or online course, and you can have I wouldn't even call it a qualification. You can even have a like an accredited certified certificate to say that you've attended the class and those kind of things, or and that can get you insurance, and you can just be working like that, which is why there's so many
Mhm.
nail techs.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's how it is over here. um I had a natural talent for doing nails anyway. As I said, I was creative. So when it got to the point where I was like,
Mhm.
look, I'm working in the corporate world, I'm not really feeling this. I want to try and do something that I'm really good at, that I really enjoy. So I went
Mhm.
to do nails, and I mean, it didn't take me long to qualify and get in there and just get started.
Mhm.
That's kind of how my journey started.
But I definitely want to get into in regards to your business, Fly Nails London. So, what has been your experience of opening up your own nail business, but also,
Oh my God.
like how's the journey been so far?
The journey is a journey. Right now, I am speaking to you from where my salon has been. Okay, so the journey was great. So let's go from the beginning. So the journey was great. So like you said, when I first qualified, I started doing nails. It was more for friends and family, just to kind of build up my confidence at doing other people outside of my home and stuff. So I had a small space in like a hairdresser's, a little salon, a little hairdressing salon, and I had a little space at the front, a little table. And that was like my start. That was like my real independent start from leaving the corporate world and going into nails. So that was pretty good. But my daughter was really young at the time. And I found it really difficult to get a routine of picking her up from school and doing nails there and then coming back and then maybe having a client wait a little while. And I was really figuring out how I'm going to balance it out. So I stayed there for a while, and then I found a job for working for another reputable nail company. And that was probably my first step into the door, into the real nail world, and doing just everything nails, no interruptions, no children, working in a real nail environment. That was probably my first taste of it then. And it just quickly became apparent that, I mean, I don't really like how you guys are doing stuff. It's just that I don't really like how you do that, and I don't really like how you do that, and I don't really like how you treat the girls here. So there was all these things going on in my head, and one day I was just like, what if I just tried to do like something myself and just start off small and just to see where it goes, right? So that's kind of what I did. So I got this gig in this massive business park, this massive affluent business park in West London, and it was just one day a week. So I was juggling the job there and the original job that I had. I was juggling them both. Again, being a mother, it was difficult trying to find a routine, but you get it done, you sacrifice, and you make these things happen. And then when I got pregnant and had my son, I approached the business park and was like, look, I need something a lot more, you know, long term. Let's start negotiating on me having a permanent place here and stuff. That negotiation went on for a very long time, like I'd say about a year, before we actually came to an agreement of how we were going to do things, what we were going to do. And yeah, the rest is kind of history. Like we just converted a whole meeting room, converted into a whole salon. It was brilliant. It was amazing. And up until recently, which brings me to why I'm here, up until recently, there was a huge security breach at the beginning of the year, towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year, within the business park, with one of the buildings. And, you know, I was approached by the police and the CEO and everyone, and we're just like, yeah, we don't think it's safe at the moment until this issue's been resolved for you to keep the salon here. I was like, okay, fine. So how long is this going to be? And they were like, well, we don't know. It could be permanent because permanent. So what am I supposed to do in the meantime? So yeah, we just came to an agreement that we would just part ways. I mean, by that time it'd been like 7 years. So we were like, you know what, let's just part ways, and there's going to be something bigger and better for me anyway. And it's time. It was just time. It just came at a time where I was debating a lot about whether I wanted to stay there anyway. And that happened. And I thought, this is a sign, it's time. So I'm actually speaking to you from storage. So the whole salon got packed up and is in this space that I'm speaking to you from now. But on a high note, I'm in the process of renovating a new space. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be everything you could want, the champagne bar, everything's going to be so chilled. It's going to be really nice. And that's what I'm kind of putting all my effort into now. And a lot of, there's going to be stuff that you can purchase in the shop, like nail related things that I'm in the process of dealing with at the moment and stuff like that. So I've got loads of great things coming, and it's given me a lot more flexibility to do a lot more things outside of the salon, which I couldn't do because it was just me. I didn't have any staff. So it's not like I could, you know, juggle it around. It's just like no holidays, no staff, no nothing like that. So yeah, I don't think you kind of consider those things at the start when you're going into it, but when you're in it, you're just like, actually, I want to take a week off. But who's going to work here? Can I take a week's wage hit? Can I do that? So all of those questions and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm really looking forward to the future.
Yeah, but aside from that issue that you just explained, like, you know, just in regards to like the pandemic, has your business been affected by the pandemic or after the pandemic, you know, possibly?
Yeah, for sure. When the pandemic hit, all the salons, I don't know, all the salons in the UK had to close. So all hairdressers, all barbers, all nails, but even the gyms, everything had to close. So yeah, that was a heavy hit for me because not only is my business, or was it at the time, just purely service based, just like what am I going to do? And because there's complications as well for me because I was situated within the business park, it meant I wasn't able to receive certain government help and stuff like that. So I was literally just out here on my own. And I suppose being at home and where I'm used to having like my family network and my support, like your mom and everyone, my mum was shielding because of her age. So The children couldn't go there to chill with her, and it was just being someone's mum every single hour of the day is some hard work. Like,
Right.
you know, my son just became ultimately really clingy. My daughter had homework and online homework, and I mean, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a chef, I'm not a nurse. You know, it was hard. It was tough. But it also gave me the opportunity to do things like I've done a couple of master classes, which I was able to that went really, really well. I also built up these packs for people that were just stuck at home and weren't able to get their acrylics off, and they didn't know how. Like, what do I do? And I've made like little packs of acetone and stuff like that, and all the stuff in. So it gave me an opportunity to actually still feel like actually there's another lane to this business here. I didn't even think about doing like home care packs and stuff like that. So that's something also that I introduced, and that will be on the website in the near future, along with all the other stuff that I've got in the near future.
Yeah, it's
So,
really, really awesome.
It's been a journey. It's been a long journey, and reflecting on it now, it's been a lot has gone on, and it does take a lot of time and dedication, and you have to want it. You really, really, really have to want it. Otherwise, there's no point.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. But definitely tell us about tell us about some of the services that you offer at your salon.
So I do most services there. So I do like the gels, hard gels, shellac, soft gel, acrylics. Everyone thinks that because I do nail art's probably the only thing I specialize in. So a lot of people be like, oh, I only wanted like plain natural nails, but I know that you do the nail art and stuff. It's like, yeah, that's like a bonus. It doesn't mean you can't get your natural nails done. Of course you can. But I just didn't want my page to be too bland. So a lot of my page does look very creative. You don't see much natural nail stuff on there. But if I'm going to be honest, working within that business park, 90% of my business was actually just normal shellac, nude, very short, builder in a bottle. So yeah, the intricate nail art requests that I get aren't as frequent as people actually may think. A lot of my income comes from the more basic stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, most definitely. But I definitely want to switch gears and talk about London Fashion Week. So, what was your experience like doing London Fashion Week, and what are some things like people should keep in mind and to understand before jumping into being a nail artist for London Fashion Week or just Fashion Week in general?
Well, so I didn't participate this year. I just had so much on. I didn't participate this year, but over the past couple of years, I've done it. It is a great, great, great fun experience. Any advice I would have to anyone going into it is, or who wants to get into it, is be prepared. You have to be prepared. Some of the call times can be really, really, really early in the morning, like 6 o'clock call time. So you really, really have to be prepared. Always have a spare kit. I always walk with a spare kit. Even in my car, I've got a kit because I never know when I can get a phone call from an agent or a management company on behalf of a big client or a big celebrity who may want a service done that minute or that night, or depending on how things go, and if you accept it, you just want to be prepared. You don't want to be running around scrambling to get bits and pieces. As long as you've got a core basic, you can understand what your foundation is and try and work out your timings and stuff. Also, for people that are interested in doing it, I'd say just kind of really try and put yourself out there. There's a lot of nail techs or manicurists or head nail techs, lead nail techs that will get the role of playing in Fashion Week. And a lot of the time they need assistance. They can't do it all by themselves. They do need assistance, and they will put out requests for assistance. Or if you've seen people or artists that that participate in it, it's a good idea to maybe reach out to that person and say, look, this is my name, this is what I do, I'm available if you need an assistance. Because some people don't turn up, and a lot of the time it's not paid. That's what people need to understand. A lot of the time it's not paid. It's purely for the experience, networking, connecting. I mean, even if you do get paid, it's not a lot. So you have to know why you want to do it. It's not just for the whole, I've done Fashion Week, I'm getting loads of money. No, you've done it because you've connected with a lot of great people, people that you might be able to work with in the future. And it's a really great experience to see how some of these models work and what you have to do behind stage, because you think you can go there and you're just going to get one person and you're going to be doing their nails. No, you've got two people sitting in front of you with two people doing their hair, two people doing their makeup, and you need to figure out where you're going to fit in within that space to get their nails done as well. So yeah, I would say, yeah, just be prepared. It's not as glamorous for the nail techs as people may think it is. or for the
Mm-hmm.
models that matter, but that's a whole nother thing. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that would be my little advice to them.
Yeah. I've asked a couple nail artists and nail techs of what it's like, participating in fashion where they say it's very hectic, it's very fast paced,
It
you
is.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot, and it can go on for hours, and it's a lot of waiting around. So even when you send them off when they've done their show, sometimes you have to wait for them to come back to take off the nails, and they might have another look or they might have another show. So you have to, it can be long days. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. But I definitely want to get into to another thing. You're the gel bottle specialist, BIAB. And what attracted you
Not
to
gel
use
bottle specialist. I just use. I use a lot of the gel bottle products, but I'm not an
okay.
ambassador for them. They've never paid me for anything.
Okay.
So I'm not associated with them at all, other than just being a fan of their products. And actually, as
Okay.
time's gone on, I'm starting to eye up another brand that I might look into start using. I
Mhm.
just find the product's great. The quality of the product's great. It's
Mhm.
brilliant. I just find the diversity, just a little bit lacking, I suppose.
Mhm.
It would be nice to see more hands on their page that look like me.
Mhm.
And it would be nice to see some of the tones they use to look darker than me, because I'm not a full representation of what black color is, whatever. But I think the diversity lacks a bit, and I've reached out to them once before, and the
Mhm.
response was a bit meh. So I'm not an ambassador, and I'm not associated with them in that way at all. But I do love the product. The product is brilliant. It works well for me. It does what I need it to
Mhm.
do, and my clients are super happy with it. And I like the fact that they've got a huge variety of colors. So I've got I haven't got all of them. I've got most of the colors. And it was all out of my pocket, my own pocket. They've never gifted me anything or anything like that. So yeah. But I do like to use
Mhm.
the quality of
Mhm.
the product.
Yeah. What are some of the other brands you're checking out? Like, have you tried any other brands?
Telemoy's she's got her own brand over here. She just had I think you guys have got Shark Tank over there.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got something called Dragon's Den over here. And she was on that
Mhm.
recently. So she didn't get the funding, but she's been pushing her brand for a long, long, long time. And she's got a whole new range coming out soon. And I've spoken to her. So I'm hoping to switch when she gets a bigger range. I'm hoping to kind of fade out one and kind of move into the other. So we'll
Mhm.
see. But Glossify is one that I've been eyeing up as well. I've been hearing a lot of things about Glossify. So have you got any
Mhm.
recommendations? Who do you use?
I would.
What brands do you use?
So I've used, like, for me, like, I use, like, C&D. I use I've been
We
using
got
a Prey. Their color
yeah,
gels are the truth.
yeah, yeah. I got loads of their stuff as well. Yeah. So what, they've got a color range, like colors, or do you just mean the actual
So
tips?
they have their own gel colors, like pure gel colors.
Do they?
So, not
I didn't
only do
know
they
that.
sell, like, the Gel X tips, they also have their own gel
Yeah.
colors and the builder gels and stuff like that. I haven't tried their builder gels, but their color gels for nail
Oh,
art is
okay.
great.
So you see, I might have to give them a go. I might have to reach out. Let me
Yeah,
give
yeah.
them a shout and see what's going on.
Yeah,
Yeah, now
another
I'm always interested in finding other broad
mhm,
quality products and brands I can work with. I'm not a person that's set on just using one because it's a big name, or because everyone else uses it or whatever. I literally gravitated to the gel bottle because the first base
mhm,
coat and top coat I found were brilliant.
right.
And I could use any color in between, and I still kind of got the same effect. So that's what made me start to get the colors as well. And then I just gradually built up
Mhm,
my collection. So yeah.
mhm. Have you ever thought about offering any nail courses, or do you offer any nail courses?
So actually, in the lockdown, I done a course. It's like a teaching course, so it would allow me to be able to create my own accredited courses,
Mhm,
and teach in like a facility like a college or a university, or it could be done online. So that's something I've done, and I got accredited for that, which is brilliant. So yes, courses will be available again coming soon. It's just me. I need a team. Girl, when it's just you doing the whole thing, it's just like
Yeah, it can
It's
get hard.
hard. It's finding
Yeah,
the
it's
time and
hard.
wanting everything done now. But you have to, if you want it done right, I have to take my time with every single
Right.
element. And but yeah,
Absolutely.
so that's coming. So I am accredited to do that. It's something I'm looking into at the moment. And there are some things I have in the pipeline in regards to that. Yeah, so that's something that will definitely for sure be coming sooner rather than later, I hope.
Now, in terms of nail art, like, what are some things you take inspiration from? Because your nail art is really, really cool.
Thank you. Inspo. So a lot of the times clients will come in with a picture on their phone anyway and just be like, can I have that? And I might switch up the colors a little bit of the time, or they might have a certain it might be an occasion, it could be Christmas, Easter or something,
Right.
so we'll stick with a theme or a birthday, or it could be anything really. A handbag they're wearing, you know, anything that would inspire the client and that they'll be happy to wear for the next like 3 weeks or whatever is usually inspo. But a lot of the time they come with their own. I do some freehand stuff, which can be intricate. It depends on the mood I'm in. If they're just like, go ahead and do your thing, it can be intricate, or it can be just colorful and just funky kind of look. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I take like inspiration from anywhere, you know, and that's the thing with nail art. You know, nail art has expanded so much in different avenues, you know, nowadays, you know, especially in the fashion, you know, in the fashion world, like people are getting more into nail art, you know, over time, especially with the blondes and C&D, and I like what they're doing, you know, so it's really cool to see.
Yeah. Like your jacket, I'm loving the jacket. So if you came to me and was just like, do something random, I'd probably do like a light blue iridescent foundation and then like some 3D, like different color designs. Do you know what I mean? Like just bring it out. Because 3D nail art's in again, like it was in like years ago and it's come back. So everyone's doing all these like 3D things. So that would look super cool as well. Yeah. With some gold accent for the earrings and stuff. So yeah, like stuff like that, like just straight away. And then I would just, that's the vision and that's what I would just go with and that would be it. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool. Yeah, I got like, these are the buttons and these
I
is like
love that.
Like, you know, paint.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's crazy how like some of the nail trends, they like come and then they die down and they come back again. That's all with fashion. You know, they come, die down, come back.
Yeah, like when I think my first nail acrylic experience was when I went to California for my 15th birthday. And we went to a nail bar out there and they done like just a set of acrylics. I was like, what is this? What is this? And then she put this like pearlescent color on top and it was just beautiful. And when we came back to England, everyone was just like, what is this? Like these nails that you lot have got. But there was no one to freaking infill them. Nails wasn't a thing over here. So it was just like, what's happening now? Like this one's starting to lift a little bit. This is growing out. What is this gap? Like, what is this? Do we take it off? What happens? And we found this little, me and my best friend, we found this nail shop like in East London somewhere. It was like one of the only ones that used to be so packed. You used to have to wait like 2 hours. And then when your nails are done, 2 hours for them to dry because obviously it's normal polish those days. And it was crazy. But yeah, that was my first ever, I think, acrylic experience. And then from then it evolved. So like I had like a nail piercing in school and people were like, doesn't that hurt? And I was like, no, it's a nail. But so it's like, it's weird like seeing it come around now, people like piercing their nails and stuff. I'm like, child, like I've done that, been there, like done that, wore the t-shirt. Right. Yeah. So it's like fashion, you're right. It goes around, and it comes back around. Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, yeah.
Now, in regards to your nail art style, how can you describe your nail art style? Would you describe it as versatile, or do you have like a certain style that you focus on?
I don't have a certain style that I focus on. I would say it's versatile because, I mean, this is like I've cut them now for you, but they were super long before. But I like the long, slim look, and it's just like a blank canvas for me. I feel like I can just put anything on it and do like, even if it's just some crystals or something on all of them, can make it pop. But I don't. Sometimes I like how the shortest nails look. Sometimes I think that short, tight, neat, clean look, I love that look. A thin French look, I love that look. But at the same time, I would love like the whole piercings, like 2 piercings here and then some diamonds here. So it just depends on what mood I'm in. It depends. If I'm wearing curly hair, I might want a bit of, if I'm wearing straight hair, I might fit more, you know, it just
right.
Yeah, it depends on my mood. But no, I don't have a particular style. No. I just go with the
Yeah,
flow.
that's so understandable. Yeah, but
Yeah.
also too, I definitely want to get into nail brushes. So, like, what are like some of like your favorite nail brushes to use for
So
like
my
nail art?
favorite nail brushes to use are the Fly Nails nail brushes, baby.
All right,
Then we've got the four.
let's go.
You expected
Let's
that question?
go.
No. So this one is the longer one. This is the 8mm one. Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know they do this on YouTube. This is my foot. Okay. Right. So yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the 8mm. So I always use my own brushes. And I love them because what made me want to do it actually is because some of the nail art brushes that you get, the cheaper ones, they do the job. I mean, most brushes will do the job, right? If you're an artist and you know what you're doing. But it was the paint. There's no paint here. So when I put it in acetone and you're cleaning it and stuff, it doesn't come off. Sometimes when it's the handle's painted and stuff, you dip it in acetone and then it starts to melt. It gets on your hands. It gets everywhere.
Right.
These are just, they're acetone proof. They come in two lengths, 8mm, and the 4mm, which is more of a fills in all the gaps, like when you're doing your, you know. But yeah, there's my brushes. They'll be available from the website very soon.
All right, that's
Put
really
that
really
down.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
gotta check your brushes out.
Was that?
I said I gotta check your brushes out.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna send you some. I'm gonna send you. In fact, I'm gonna send them. I'm gonna send you these. I'll send you
Ooh,
these,
cool.
and I've also got for you. So I'm gonna send you a little Fly Nails London goodie bag.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's so cute. So we've got like your little pedicure things in there. I'm gonna go through it with you. So how cool is this, right?
Right.
This is my new business card.
Wow, that's cool.
Right? But the only downfall about this business card and this QR code here, you scan it, it'll take you straight to book your appointment. It's cool. So I had all these done before I knew I was going to leave the business park. So the only unfortunate thing about this is it's got the business park's address on the back. Girl, I'm going to have to use a black line thing and cut it through because I'm not throwing them away. Hell no. No, they're staying. They are staying forever. Right? And then I've got these cute little... Right, you can scratch it up and you get a little discount code.
Ooh.
And what's have I got for you? So I've got some little hand scrub here.
Ooh.
So this is a nice little candy floss hand scrub. We've got some squeeze. We've got some strawberry cuticle oil here. So I'm going through plugging all my stuff. We've got some. Yes, it smells amazing. And then just a little treat, some sweeties. Some sweets, some like UK sweets, a little hand scrub, a little fire and a little buffering, normal little bits in there. So I am going to send this to you when we're done here. So you should get that very soon.
All right, cool. I'm in the US, so you know.
That's okay. There's a post office down the road. I'll send it.
Okay.
It's all good. It's good. You're good.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, sounds cool. But I definitely want to get into in regards to, you know, in terms of nail products. So I definitely want to get into this in regards to nail art. Like, what's like some of like your favorite products for like nail art? Like, you know, is it potted gels or you know, what things I
My favorite products for nail art is the foundation of the nail art for me is usually the most basic bit. So it's just going to be like the color underneath. So like maybe this or with a ombre or whatever. That's usually the basic part for me. The intricate bit comes with the detailing. I love to use Candy Coat paint pots. They've got these thing called paint pots, and it's like a bit thicker. Have you used it before?
I haven't. I heard of it, but I haven't used it.
Yeah, so these small little pots. I haven't got any near me, and they're just a little bit thicker than your normal gel polish, but it's so effective when you use the right brush and the right paint. Everything just goes exactly where you want it. And I've always used theirs is this for me. It's been the best for me so far. I know loads of other brands have got them, but that one's always worked for me. It's never let me down. So that in the black and the white are always what I use, and then I'll use anything else to try and fill it in. But for the detail and the outline, for sure, Candy Coat paint pot, 001 and 002. Those are the numbers you need. The black and the white, 001 and 002. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing with Candy Coat that I really like, is their packaging because it's so like really, really cool, like the pastel colors, and they give you like the candy
Sweets and
in
all of
it.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. They know how to get you. They know how to get you. Very good. Yeah, they're
yeah,
very good.
yeah, right. Yeah, right, most definitely. Now, what would you consider to be like the most rewarding thing about, being a nail artist? Like, did you find anything, difficult? Like, what are some things you learned with being a nail artist?
I suppose difficulty for me was initially at the beginning was my timing.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get your appointment list flowing and everyone
Mm-hmm.
staying in the correct time slot and stuff. Ideally,
Right.
that's what we want. But realistically, it doesn't happen like that. You get some people that
Mm-hmm.
turn up late. You get some people that don't turn up. You get some people that are more fussy or they change their mind towards the end. Like, oh, I don't like this color. Can you
Right.
do it again? And stuff like that. So for me, it was learning how to deal with those kind of situations. Like if I
Mm-hmm.
run over, not panicking and getting all sweaty and getting in a rush and thinking that they're gonna hate
Right.
me and all this kind of
Mhm.
stuff. Um,
Absolutely.
so in order for me to do that, I had to just figure out my steps. Like what are my steps for each treatment I do? Like what are the steps that I need to do and how long do I need per step? Because for example, you might get somebody that comes in with no cuticle at all and they haven't had their nails done
Mhm.
for weeks and they've got no cuticle and it just prep is just super easy. And then you get someone else
Mhm.
comes in with like a shitload of cuticles and you're
Right.
like,
Mhm.
how long is that prep going to take? It's going to take like an extra like 10 or 15 minutes on top, but those 10 or 15 minutes are actually quite crucial to going on to the next person's appointment, especially within the business part where I worked when people are quite, they need like their lunch is half an hour. I need to be in and out by this time. I
Right.
can't sit down and wait for you to finish this person, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I
Mhm.
really had to manage that and know my clients is one of them. Knowing them, remembering, trying to remember, like, you know, what their nails were like. Oh, when you get familiar with certain people, you'd be like, oh, I know that's Cheryl, that's fine. Her nails won't take too long because she's quite good and she doesn't. Or you might think, oh God, I've got Charlotte coming. Shit, I need to hurry this one up because she would definitely
Right.
make me run over, kind of thing. And stuff like that
Mhm.
was, yeah, it
Yeah.
took a while for me to kind of understand that way. But once you know your clients and you know your service and you can manage your times, it makes things so much easier. It makes things so much easier. So if you do run over, you know that, okay, you run over, but that person that you're going to have after you still isn't going to be late coming out.
Mhm.
You just know what your process steps are going to have to be within that treatment to make up the time. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
so that was one of them. Most rewarding would be just working for yourself. Working for yourself, there's nothing better than going to work knowing that you
Mhm.
love what you do
Right.
and you're making your own money and you don't have to
Mhm.
answer to anyone and you don't have to take any shit, any micromanagement bullshit and
Mhm.
all the talky talk.
Yeah.
There's none of that. It's just so
Mhm.
bliss. When you come into the space, it is so, you know what I mean? You can have a drink,
Right.
you can just chill. Everyone just talks what's on their mind. If you've been having a shit day, you've had a shit day. If you've been having a great day, you're having a great day. If you've got something to look forward to.
Mhm.
So all kinds of emotions run through, but ultimately it's just a nice, safe space where everyone can just feel safe to speak about whatever you're going through or your issues or whatever, or just have fun and just relax,
Mhm.
really. It's just a nice vibe. It's a really, really, really nice vibe.
And I think another thing, that's the most rewarding with being a nail artist or nail tech is that you connect with other people. And that's
Yeah.
the thing that I really enjoy because, especially, with me doing this podcast, have my own podcast, but also during my last year of college, I worked at a spa,
Mm-hmm.
and just getting to know different walks of life and, to do their nails and just make people feel good. I think that's
Yeah.
another thing too.
Yeah, for sure. Making people feel good is definitely, and you see it when they're leaving. Like, you know, they might come in feeling a bit shit, and then by the time you've done their nails and you've had a chat, they're like, you know, it's like a new breath of life almost. Yeah, it definitely
Right.
makes a difference. It definitely makes a difference.
Yeah, right, exactly. But this leads me to this other question, like how have you been able to balance like mental health with having your own nail business?
You know what? When we had lockdown, I remember it was one particular day that I was just like, oh my, is this life? Like, is this the new life? Like with this 2-year-old climbed on me and then the 12-year-old and then is this life? And I was speaking to my grandma.
Mhm.
She's actually a Buddhist and whatever. Like, I was speaking to her and she said to me, I hope you're not thinking about being depressed. And I said, well, the thought did kind of cross my mind. And she's like, oh, no, sweetheart. There's no time for depression. She's like, you know, have a shower and pop on some lipstick and we've got no time for depression. And I kind of chuckled at it when she said it, but when I thought about it, for me personally, I kind of took it on and I thought she's right. I don't have any, because if I'm depressed and I'm at home and I'm going through all of this, who's going to look after my children? Everyone's shielding, like my whole support unit. There's no one that can physically help me anymore because everyone's abiding by these laws and staying at home and not leaving and mingling with families. So for me personally, I didn't have time to kind of lay down and dwell on how shit things were. I kind of had to just crack on with it. I just kind of had to do it. And yeah, I had my low days, and there's days that you just don't want to get out of bed. But when you've got a 2-year-old jumping in your head saying, I'm hungry, you got to get your ass out of bed. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think, to be fair, I think they were my distraction as well. So I used them a lot to kind of distract me from what was going on, like with the business and the uncertainty of if I was going to have to close it, if this COVID thing was going to go on forever and all that kind of stuff. And just speaking a lot, I spoke a lot to people. So even though I didn't get to physically see people, there was a lot of communication within like my friend circle, and I spoke with my mum a lot and FaceTimed a lot, and all of that kind of stuff definitely helped. Even with the children, I let them FaceTime their friends and their cousins and stuff. So it made a huge difference. But yeah, having someone to speak to and an outlet and people to talk to really helped. That really helped me a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how would you define success in your perspective?
In my perspective, success is just never giving up, you know? If you really, look, if it was that easy, everyone would be doing it, right?
Yeah.
It is a lot of hard, and everyone says the same thing. And I know it sounds cliche, it's hard work and it's dedication, because those things are easy to say. Like when you work for yourself, you literally have to manage yourself. Like you don't have a boss, you are the boss. And it sounds like, oh great, you are the boss. Well, not really, because if the boss isn't saying to you to get up today and be in at this time and be in at that time, then shit just doesn't get done. So you really have to be really disciplined, like right, get up at 9, get that content done for that time, get that appointment done, and it's like talking to yourself. And if you can do that and understand yourself and discipline, do you know what I mean? Like discipline yourself to stick with your plan. Like you write your goals, you write your to-do list, and if you stick to it, that to me will lead you to success. It just so happens that my to-do list is like fucking so long. But I'm getting through it. But as long as that list is there, that's my journey to success. Like I'm not straying. I'm not trying to come off that. I mean, yeah, the path might get rocky and you might have little lumps, but my destination, I know that I need to get there. So everything that we've discussed today, like the courses and the brushes and all the other stuff that I've got lined up, all of that has to get done and set up somehow, but it's down to me to get it done, right? If I don't get it done, then there will be no success. Absolutely. So that is it, having to put in the drive and discipline yourself to get it done, get off your ass and just do the work. I have to tell myself that many days, by the way, get off your ass and get the work done, but you have to do it. There's no point in just saying it, you have to do it. And yeah,
and that's the thing. You gotta put in the work. You know, what you put in is what you get out of it, and that's the thing. And I think, you know, and this is what I've always been told too, that failure is not an option. And I think failure is not an option in regards to seizing opportunities, you know, for where you want to be. You know, but failure is part of the process in terms of getting, you know, striving towards greatness or success. Yeah, you know what I mean. So that's the thing. So, you know, failure is not an option, but failure is part of the process. So I think that's something that we have to learn to balance those things out.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started and I had the little table in the hair salon that I first started working in, I mean, I don't know what I had a small budget. It wasn't a lot. I had a small budget, and I bought all these. I've done I got a website going. I paid someone to do a website. I bought letterheaded paper. I called it Bejeweled Nails at the time, so it wasn't always Fly Nails London. It was Bejeweled Nails at the time. I had all these business cards made and everything looked brilliant. Like I had all this stuff. Right. I didn't have any clientele. I was like, I did not have anyone. I did not have one client. And I had a website up and I had all these things and all these business cards and compliment slip papers. And I was paying these people to run this server website for me because I didn't know anything about websites at the time. I was paying someone to run this thing every single month. And it just looked good. Like I had all these things, but I didn't have any clientele. And that was probably, on reflection, probably my first failure, because all that stuff I've rebranded since then. I spent about
Right.
just under $2,000 on like just shit, just a few products to do nails, and then all this stationery stuff that I didn't need. I didn't need the website, and then I didn't need all that stuff, but I felt like going into business, those are the things that I needed. So I invested most of my money into that stuff, not knowing what I was doing. So yeah, that was probably my first failure, but that was just me being overly ambitious, wanting something and just not knowing how to get it and thinking that would be a start to getting it. It wasn't. I mean, it's all been thrown away now. I don't own none of that stuff. But yeah, that was probably the first one. And just buying things unnecessarily that you think you need, that you don't. I mean, it doesn't make you a failure, but there's so much stuff. I won't even show you the camera now, but there's so much stuff that I don't need. Like, you don't, to start off, especially in a nail game, you don't need more than 10 colors. You don't need more than 10 colors, a top coat and a base coat and a nail file. That's it. You can work wonders with just those things. Build up your clientele first, do that, and then evolve onto other things. And because by that time your confidence will be, you know what I mean? But I didn't have any of that. So I done it backwards and I learned the hard way. So yeah. But yeah, it didn't stop me from wanting to carry on. It didn't make me feel, you know, deflated and, you know, I can't do it now and all that kind of stuff. It was just like, I just don't want to move in that direction anymore. And I'm smarter, and you just learn, and yeah, you just learn as you go. Always learning. I'm still learning. I'm still always learning. So yeah, it's just a journey that I have to just persevere with.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we're all working towards, you know, different goals, and we always work on ourselves on a daily basis. You know what I mean? And that's like with me. I always work on every day, you know, with time management and discipline and things like that, you know, to make sure I'm managing my time wisely and being productive, you know, at least doing something, you know, a certain part of the day. But also too, what I like about the nail industry now, with nail artists now and nail techs now, is that people are really getting, you know, more in touch and understanding their worth and their value, and charging what they should be charging for their services, like $100, $200, $300+ for press on nails and nail service and things like that. And, you know, because I do believe that us as nail artists have been undervalued, you know, and people think like, you know, $40, $50, that's the norm for, you know, like nails and stuff, you know, and once we, you know, raise up our prices, and it's like, oh, whoa, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's going to show that we're trying to understand our worth.
Yeah, in the States, the yield on nails is a lot more than over here. So like, you know, over there that you can do like a full extra large, extra long set over there, and this was like $120 and or something like this. Whereas over here, you could probably get it for £50 or £60, which I'm not sure how much it is over there, but it's definitely undervalued over here. It's definitely, especially people that start out, even when they're trained, they start off with a low. It's really, really low, because they use high-end products, because they get trained by like some of the big like academies and stuff. So they're using high-end products, but because they're not confident and they haven't done it for a long period of time, or a certain period of time, they charge like £15 and £10. And you're like, what? Come on, like, yeah. So what can you do? I think as long as you know your worth, and you know your skill, and you know the quality of work that you're providing, it doesn't matter where I go, people will travel. I mean, I'm not even in West London anymore at Chiswick Park, but the amount of people from Chiswick that are willing to come to East London to see me, just based on me being me, no, and just the quality of the work, and they just know that you're going to get a good service. You know, you're not going to get lifting. You know, your nails aren't going to pop off in a week. You know, you're not going to have an issue. And that's what people like. You just like to leave the nail shop with peace of mind that you don't have to touch your nails for the next 3 weeks. You don't even have to look at them. You know they're going to be okay. You know, your hair's not going to get caught in lifting after. Do you know what I mean? So it depends on the quality of the work. If you're confident enough and people are happy with the work, they will travel to see you. So you can charge what you think you're worth.
Yes, absolutely. Last but not least, where can people find you on social media? How can people support you and your business?
So people can find me at Fly Nails London on Instagram. You can find me, if you want to know about me, officially Pia on Instagram. I'm going to be doing a lot more. So now, actually, you're the first person I've actually been able to sit down with and let them know what's been going on with the salon, because a lot of people don't know that it's been permanently closed. I won't be returning back to Chiswick Park. I'm so grateful for the 7 years I had there, because I was there for 7 years, and I'm so grateful for that. But I think it's time. So this is a great opportunity for me to let people know that I am renovating a brand new space. It is going to be in East London. And I've got a lot of things coming on the website that you can purchase, all pertaining to nails. Courses will be coming. Nail brushes are here, so they'll be coming soon. Goodie bags. We've got some special little scrubs and stuff. We've got
All right.
you might actually know about it. There's a scrub. You can't get it over here. It's called Bon Blissy. You heard it? It's like little squares, and you can wash your hands. It's like a 3-in-1. So it's like a soap, it's a scrub, and it's like a lotion all in one. And yes, I'm probably one of the only, if not the only person in the UK that will be selling that. So
wow,
great things coming. I'm just grateful, I'm thankful, and I'm just letting the universe just do its thing. Now I'm happy. But yeah, you can catch me on those places, or just go on the website flynailslondon.com and for updates and stuff like that. So.
Well, thank you so much, Pia, for jumping on the show. Your work is
Thank you.
absolutely great. I really enjoyed this conversation. This was fun.
Thank you for having me. Me too. This is like my first podcast, by the way.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like I've never done a podcast before.
I love inviting voices like yours and around the world, and to get people's perspective. And I think it's very important to really have not only different voices but different aspects of representation from the nail industry, to speak out about their story and things like that. So I definitely really enjoyed the conversation with you. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. We'll catch up.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.
Make sure you email me your address so I can send you your goodie bag. I'll get that to you today. I will. I promise.
I will. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell for notifications. Also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Be sure to check out my website, ASIATHABIRD.com, and be on the lookout for more interviews to come very soon. Take care, stay healthy, and stay beautiful. Bye-bye.